here with Matt, Jess, against Newcastle will be your 100th Premiership game for Exeter Chiefs. I think you're the first player in club history to have got a ton in the league, in the top flight. When you first joined the club, when I think it was Pete Drew at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's right. For the Pirates in, what, 2009, I think it was?
No, from Launceston into...
Yeah, 2009 from Launceston, apologies, yes, of course. When you joined from Launceston in 2009, did you ever think that in 2015 you'd be having a conversation with someone like me, having talked about playing 100 games in England's top flight?
Probably not, no. I mean, I think the ambition was there, and obviously I could see where the club was going with Pete Drew and the setup in 2009, and obviously the way that it's developed has been outstanding in the fact that we've come through the Championship, and we've been 6-7 years or 6 seasons now. This won't be my 6 in the Premiership, and yeah, I mean it's massive. It's obviously it's obviously big for the club. I mean, we're now a formidable Premiership force. So back in 2009 when I signed, that was the ambition, and now you're here sitting here sort of like breathing it, talking about it, playing in it. So it's absolutely outstanding. I mean, for the club and personally to get 100 games is massive for me. And
you look at how the club's grown. I mean, we're sat in what is an extension to the original stand that was here when they first built Sandy Park, which isn't even 10 years old, and you've got 3 England internationals in the squad, you've got a Welsh international, an Italian, and so on and so forth. It's just mad, isn't it? I think in certain respect from where the club was.
Yeah, it is, but what I say to a lot of people is that it's been a steady rise, and it's been gradual. I mean, when I signed, I think we had a squad of like 50 or 55 without even academy players, and obviously that we didn't make it that first year, and then the second year we're in it, we managed to get into the Championship, and then it was about staying in the Premiership. That first year, and we kind of like outdid ourselves a little bit, as in we all knew that we could compete. And then it's about building year on year. People talked about that second season syndrome. No, that didn't hit us. It was about getting into, a bit of Heineken Cup rugby and stuff like that. And for me, as a, grown up, as a youngster, all you wanted to do was play a Premiership game and have that, have the your name on the back of the jersey. But then you're playing in Heineken Cup games. You're playing in big European semi-finals like last year, and so where the club's going is massive. Like I say, the internationals that we're signing now, we're attracting a lot of internationals. Obviously, Jess with us. Michaeli's with us. Obviously Tommy Francis has done well. First season in Premiership rugby, and he's now Wales international. So I think where the club is, it's good for players that obviously who are ambitious and want to join us, but also this club can do a lot for players. If you've got that international ambition, you could exceed those ambitions. Being with us, so it's great all round.
Is there a most memorable out of those 100 Premiership games? Or a memorable moment?
Yeah, no, actually it's probably against Newcastle, my first Premiership try. That's a memorable moment. Obviously a memorable moment is playing that first game, and then obviously, so now I that first game against Quins, and then my 100th, which will be memorable because again it's back at Kingston Park. So no, I think that like I said, obviously dotting down first Premiership try was very memorable. But everyone's great. I think to be involved at such a high level of rugby, week in week out in past seasons has been outstanding. And hopefully it can continue for a few more seasons. I'm pretty sure 100 games means that it shows that I'm getting on a little bit. But no, it's great to achieve that, and like I said, it's great to achieve it with one club, being Exeter Chiefs as well.
You say you're getting on a bit. I mean, I don't think you look over there at 22, but I know you're a little bit older than that. But what is the ambition for the next 2, 3, 4 years for Matt, Jess? Because if we're realistic, the career of a rugby player will probably tail off in the next 2, 3, 4 years. What do you want to do in that time?
I think for myself personally is to train and play at the highest level possible for as long as I can. You look at Ryan Giggs from Man United. He didn't want to give up, and he still played. As long as I'm playing to a certain standard which the coaches are happy with, that the supporters are happy with, which I'm happy with, then I will continue. But for me, it's just about that's going to be the perfect place to be at. But also to strive to get the club on. I mean, if it means in the next couple of seasons sitting out in a few games because somebody else is playing better in my position, then so be it. But I'll be there training, trying to help that guy or whoever's in my position, or help the team to prepare for a game to go and win in the Premiership, in the Heineken Cup. So, you know, it could be a final or whatever. But also for me to get a bit more silverware as well. I mean, we had a taste with the LV Cup. We had a taste, obviously, with the European semi-final. Obviously, we want to get to that final next time. But for me, it's about striving, being in that top 4, knocking on, being in that top 6, getting into the Heineken Cup, going away, going to the places like Bordeaux Buglers like this year. So, you know, for me, it's about expanding on those memories.
Who's the best player, apart from Matt Jess? Who's the best player in those 100 games? Would you say for Exeter?
There's quite a lot there's a lot there. I mean, obviously Richie was a formidable force. You know, Will Chudley now at the moment, he's becoming a top scrum half. Knowlesy's been outstanding, and obviously Henry Slade. You know, Henry Slade, I think, is going to be he's still going to be a star. He's still learning the game, obviously, but I think you can see his qualities. And obviously it's a shame that he wasn't picked a few more times during the World Cup, but he'll get his chances.
I would ask you who the worst was, but I don't think you'd answer, would you?
No.